Released in 1960, The Magnificent Seven redefined the Western genre with its unforgettable cast, gripping action, and rousing score. Inspired by Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, the film brought together a powerhouse ensemble, each actor leaving their mark on Hollywood's golden era of Westerns. Sadly, some of the stars who helped bring this classic to life are no longer with us. In this video, we honor their real names, ages, and lasting legacies. Join us as we take a look back at these unforgettable stars. Eli Wallach as Calvera. Eli Wallach was born on December 30th, 1915, in Brooklyn, New York. At 44, he embodied Calvera, the ruthless bandit leader in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, crafting a villain whose cunning and charisma posed a formidable challenge to the film's heroes. His portrayal transformed Calvera into a complex figure, amplifying the stakes of the narrative with every calculated move. Wallach's career was distinguished by a Golden Globe nomination for Baby Doll, 1956, a memorable turn as Tuco in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966, and an honorary Oscar in 2010, recognizing his decades of excellence. Trained at the Actors Studio with peers like Marlon Brando, he brought a refined method acting approach to his roles. His personal life reflected a rare stability in Hollywood. In 1948, he married actress Anne Jackson, and their 66-year partnership produced 3 children, Peter, Catherine, and Roberta. Despite a stroke before 2005 that impaired vision in one eye, Wallach remained active, even lending his voice to Toyota commercials in the 1980s and 1990s. He passed away peacefully at 98 on June 24, 2014, in Manhattan, New York. His longevity, a testament to his enduring influence. Yul Brynner as Chris Larrabee Adams. Yul Brynner was born on July 11, 1920, in Vladivostok, Russia. At the age of 40, he portrayed Chris Larrabee Adams, the steadfast leader of the Seven Gunslingers in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, delivering a performance that defined the Western hero with his unwavering resolve and moral authority. His role as the group's anchor provided the film with its emotional and narrative core, guiding the others through their perilous mission. Before this, Brynner had already claimed an Academy Award for Best Actor for The King and I, 1956, a role he first mastered on Broadway, and his commanding presence elevated films such as The Ten Commandments, 1956, where he played Ramesses II, and Anastasia, 1956. Later, his chilling portrayal of the gunslinger in Westworld, 1973, showcased his ability to adapt across genres, cementing his legacy as a cinematic titan. Brynner's life beyond the screen was equally multifaceted. He navigated 4 marriages, the last with Kathy Lee, a Malaysian ballerina, from 1983 until his death, and fathered 5 children. A lifelong smoker, he faced lung cancer in his final years, a struggle he met with a public anti-smoking message that resonated widely after his diagnosis. Yul Brynner passed away at the age of 65 on October 10, 1985, in New York City, New York, leaving an indelible mark on film history. Steve McQueen as Vin Tanner. Steve McQueen was born on March 24, 1930, in Beech Grove, Indiana. At 30, he took on the role of Vin Tanner, the loyal and sharpshooting companion to Chris in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, offering a performance that blended quiet strength with an effortless magnetism. His dynamic with Brynner enriched the film's portrayal of brotherhood, laying the groundwork for his ascent as a leading man. McQueen's career reached new heights with The Great Escape, 1963, featuring an unforgettable motorcycle escape, and earned him an Oscar nomination for The Sand Pebbles, 1966. Subsequent roles in Bullitt, 1968, and The Thomas Crown Affair, 1968, established him as a defining figure of 1960s cinema. His personal life was shaped by a tumultuous early years and a passion for racing. He entered 3 marriages, most notably with actress Ali MacGraw from 1973 to 1978, and had 2 children, Terry and Chad. In 1980, a diagnosis of an abdominal tumor prompted a risky surgery in Mexico under an assumed name, but a subsequent heart attack proved fatal. Steve McQueen died at 50 on November 7, 1980, in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, his brief but brilliant career leaving a lasting imprint. James Coburn as Britt. James Coburn was born on August 31, 1928, in Laurel, Nebraska. At 31, he played Britt, the laconic knife-throwing master in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose precision and understated demeanor made him a striking presence among the Seven. His economy of words and lethal skill with a blade left a lasting impression on the film's action sequences. Coburn's career flourished with an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for Affliction, 1997, and he excelled in The Great Escape, 1963, and the spy satire Our Man Flint, 1966, demonstrating a broad range. His personal life unfolded across 2 significant marriages. He wed Beverly Kelly in 1959, a union that lasted 20 years and produced 2 children, before marrying Paula Murad in 1993, with whom he established a charitable foundation. A sudden heart attack ended his journey, and James Coburn passed away at 74 on November 18, 2002, in Beverly Hills, California, followed by Paula's death from cancer less than 2 years later, marking the close of a remarkable chapter. Charles Bronson as Bernardo O'Reilly. Charles Bronson was born on November 3, 1921, in Ehrenfeld, Pennsylvania. At 38, he portrayed Bernardo O'Reilly, a reserved yet compassionate gunslinger in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose bond with the village children added a poignant humanity to his rugged exterior. His subtle depth distinguished him within the ensemble, enhancing the film's emotional resonance. Bronson later became an action icon with The Dirty Dozen, 1967, and Death Wish, 1974, the latter spawning a franchise, while Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, showcased his stoic intensity. Born to a struggling coal mining family, his early hardships informed his screen persona. He found personal stability in his 1968 marriage to Jill Ireland, which lasted until her death from cancer in 1990, and together they raised a daughter, Zuleika. Health challenges mounted in his later years, including a hip replacement in 1998, followed by Alzheimer's, metastatic lung cancer, and respiratory failure. Charles Bronson passed away at 81 on August 30, 2003, in Los Angeles, California, his legacy rooted in both strength and sensitivity. Robert Vaughn as Lee. Robert Vaughn was born on November 22, 1932, in New York City, New York. At 27, he portrayed Lee, the seasoned gunslinger grappling with inner demons in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, delivering a layered performance that lent emotional weight to the group's collective struggle. His portrayal of a man haunted by his past deepened the film's exploration of redemption. Vaughn rose to prominence as Napoleon Solo in The Man from UNCLE, 1964 to 1968, earning a Golden Globe nomination, and later appeared in Bullitt, 1968, and The Towering Inferno, 1974. An educated man with a PhD in communications, he balanced intellect with artistry. His marriage to Linda Staub in 1974 brought stability, and they adopted 2 children, settling in Ridgefield, Connecticut. In his final year, leukemia took its toll, and Robert Vaughn passed away at 83 on November 11, 2016, in Danbury, Connecticut, just 11 days before his 84th birthday, his contributions enduring in both television and film. Brad Dexter as Harry Luck. Brad Dexter was born on April 9, 1917, in Goldfield, Nevada. At 43, he played Harry Luck, the opportunistic gunslinger driven by the promise of wealth in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, adding a distinct flavor of pragmatism to the ensemble. His portrayal, though less central, enriched the group's diversity of motives. Dexter's career included a notable role in The Asphalt Jungle, 1950, and his real-life rescue of Frank Sinatra from drowning in 1964 led to a position at Sinatra Enterprises. He also featured in The Las Vegas Story, 1952. His personal life was defined by 3 marriages. First, a brief union with Peggy Lee in 1953, then with Mary Bogdanovich from 1971 until her death in 1994. And finally with June Dyer from 1994 until his passing, none of which produced children. Emphysema shadowed his later years, and Brad Dexter passed away at 85 on December 12, 2002, in Rancho Mirage, California, his life a blend of screen roles and unexpected heroism. Horst Buchholz as Chico. Horst Buchholz was born on December 4, 1933 in Berlin, Germany. At 26, he portrayed Chico, the spirited young gunslinger in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose transition from outsider to protector brought a vibrant arc to the film. His youthful energy and romantic subplot provided a counterpoint to the group's hardened veterans. Known as the German James Dean, Buchholz starred in Fanny, 1961, and 1, 2, 3, 1961, though scheduling conflicts cost him roles in West Side Story. His marriage to French actress Miriam Bru in 1958 endured, yielding 2 children, Christopher and Beatrice, despite their lives split between Berlin and Paris. A hip fracture surgery in 2003 precipitated pneumonia, and Horst Buchholz passed away at 69 on March 3, 2003, in Berlin, Germany. His international appeal preserved on celluloid. Natividad Vaccio as Miguel. Natividad Vaccio was born on September 8, 1912 in El Paso, Texas. At 47, he portrayed Miguel, a villager in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, offering a grounded authenticity that underscored the community's plight. His quiet role reinforced the film's portrayal of ordinary lives caught in extraordinary conflict. Vaccio's career included the noir The Hitchhiker, 1953. Little is documented about his personal life. Marriage and family details remain private, suggesting a reserved existence. Age-related health decline marked his final years, and Natividad Vaccio passed away at 83 on May 31, 1996, in Los Angeles, California. His contributions a subtle footnote in Hollywood's history. John A. Alonzo as Miguel. John A. Alonzo was born on June 12, 1934, in Dallas, Texas. At 26, he appeared as Miguel, another villager in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, delivering a minor but sincere performance that preceded his true calling as a cinematographer. His brief stint before the camera hinted at the talent that would soon reshape filmmaking. Alonzo's legacy lies in his Oscar-nominated work on Chinatown, 1974, alongside Scarface, 1983, and Norma Rae, 1979, where his innovative techniques redefined visual storytelling. His personal life, though less publicized, included a marriage and family, the details of which remained discreet. A prolonged illness ended his career, and John A. Alonzo passed away at 66 on March 13, 2001, in Brentwood, California, his influence enduring through the art of cinematography. Vladimir Sokolov as Old Man. Vladimir Sokolov was born on December 26, 1889 in Moscow, Russia. At 70, he played the Old Man, a sage villager in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose seasoned perspective lent wisdom to the community's resistance. His brief appearance carried the authority of a long career in theater and film. Sokolov starred in The Life of Emile Zola, 1937, and portrayed characters of over 35 nationalities, including roles in For Whom the Bell Tolls, 1943, and Taras Bulba, 1962. His journey from Russia to the U.S. fleeing Nazism via Paris shaped a life of adaptability. Personal details like marriage are sparsely recorded, reflecting a private nature. A stroke concluded his prolific work, and Vladimir Sokolov passed away at 72 on February 15, 1962, in Hollywood, California. His versatility, a cinematic treasure. Pepe Hearn, as Thomas Pepe Hearn, was born on June 6, 1927, in Paterson, New Jersey. At 33, he portrayed Thomas, a villager in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, contributing to the collective resolve of the townspeople with a modest but fitting presence. His role supported the film's emphasis on communal strength. Hearn's career thrived on television with guest spots in The Riflemen and Charlie's Angels, alongside films like Borderline, 1950, and Make Haste to Live, 1954. Information about his personal life is limited. No notable records of marriage or children emerge, leaving much of his off-screen existence a mystery. Natural aging took its course, and Pepe Hearn passed away at 81 on February 28, 2009, in Los Angeles, California. His consistent work, a quiet legacy. Whit Bissell as Cham Lee. Whit Bissell was born on October 25, 1909, in New York City, New York. At 50, he played Cham Lee, the Undertaker in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose pragmatic demeanor added a touch of dark realism to the village setting. His small role enhanced the film's atmospheric depth. Bissell's career spanned The Time Machine, 1960, and low-budget sci-fi like I Was a Teenage Werewolf, 1957, earning him a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Academy of Science Fiction in 1994. He navigated 3 marriages, fathering 4 children, including stepson Brian Forster of the Partridge Family. Parkinson's disease defined his later years, and Whit Bissell passed away at 86 on March 5, 1996 in Los Angeles, California, his niche in genre cinema secure. Robert J. Wilk as Wallace. Robert J. Wilk was born on May 18, 1914, in Cincinnati, Ohio. At 46, he portrayed Wallace, a brutal henchman in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose physicality intensified the threat posed by Calvera's gang. His concise role amplified the film's tension. Wilk's career featured westerns like High Noon, 1952, and adventures such as 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, 1954. His stern visage a familiar sight. Though he married, specific family details are scarce, suggesting a private life away from the spotlight. Cancer marked his final chapter, and Robert J. Wilk passed away at 74 on March 28, 1989, in Los Angeles, California, his tough guy roles etched in memory. Bing Russell as Robert. Bing Russell was born on May 5, 1926, in Brattleboro, Vermont. At 34, he played Robert, a minor character in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, offering a subtle contribution that complemented the larger ensemble without drawing focus. His presence was a quiet thread in the narrative fabric. Russell later portrayed Vernon Presley in Elvis, 1979, with his son Kurt Russell, and owned an independent baseball team featured in The Battered Bastards of Baseball, 2014. He married Louise Lulu Crone in 1946, raising 4 children, including Kurt, in a tight-knit family. Cancer complications closed his story, and Bing Russell passed away at 76 on April 8, 2003, in Thousand Oaks, California, his passions for film and sport intertwined. Val Avery as Henry. Val Avery was born on July 14, 1924, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At 35, he portrayed Henry, the gruff horse salesman in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, bringing a rough-hewn realism to a supporting role that bolstered the film's frontier texture. His performance was a small but effective piece of the whole. Avery's career shone through collaborations with John Cassavetes in Faces, 1968, and The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, 1976, as well as a successful Broadway run in The Front Page, 1969 to 1970. He married actress Margot Stevenson, and their daughter Margot followed their path into acting. His life concluded at 85 on December 12, 2009, in Greenwich Village, New York, his robust career a reflection of his talent. Valentine de Vargas as Santos. Valentine de Vargas was born on February 27, 1935, in Los Angeles, California. At 25, he played Santos, a henchman under Calvera in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, whose youthful aggression heightened the bandit crew's menace. His role, though secondary, enriched the film's conflict. De Vargas featured in Touch of Evil, 1958, and Hatari, 1962, later shifting to a career in real estate. He married Arlene McQuaid, who passed away in 2014 and faced myelodysplastic syndrome in his later years. Valentine de Vargas died at 78 on June 10, 2013, in Santa Fe, New Mexico, his life bridging Hollywood and beyond. These legendary actors helped make The Magnificent Seven an unforgettable classic, leaving behind a legacy that still resonates today. Though they are no longer with us, their performances continue to inspire Western fans worldwide. Which actor from The Magnificent Seven left the biggest impact on you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic Hollywood tributes. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.